All right, so
Hi, welcome back
hi.
again.
I love it.
Um,
Um,
I have a list of video topics that I want to make over, time, but the two that I've been talking about for a while that I want to hit today are comments made by Stephen Finney, and he's a researcher of keto for a long time. You can go find his lectures online. They're great.
okay.
The low carb down under, I think, is a big one. But Stephen Finney, Phinney, I believe is how you spell his name. There were two phrases that he used. So he alludes to the fact that our natural state should be in a ketogenic diet. Okay, so we're using fat for fuel. We come out of the womb in ketosis and we train our bodies to get out of it very quickly, which is,
I
not necessarily
know.
great.
Insane.
Our ancestors would have been in ketosis. I don't know anyone in the northern latitude that can't grow fruit and vegetables. They're eating animals and they're usually in ketosis. So he commented, and I can't remember the reason or the way in which he brought this up, but he called it if anyone else is eating a ketone suppressing diet, which I was like, oh, I really like that. It's true. People are eating diets that are ketone suppressing, and that's going to be your carbs. That may be too much protein, and it may be too much I keep hitting my mic here. It may be too much protein with fat at the same time. I'm thinking that you have to be careful of that ratio because there's a Randall cycle. When you have carbs and fat, it kind of shuts down your ability to get energy into the cell.
Yeah, I'm still
So
trying to understand that part. But
you really got to choose an energy source, I believe. And when you eat protein, a lot of it turns to glucose. So if you have too much protein and is sitting with a lot of fat, you're going to spike both of those and cause the theory of
and
this
at the
Randall
end of the
cycle.
day, doesn't your body decide what it's going to use its fuel for first?
Well, it
I
has
mean,
to
you're
get
not
rid of the
deciding.
sugar first. Sugar
Yeah,
has to go
yeah. That's
first.
what I mean. So there's an order of operations where your body
Yes,
is going
but
to take.
you're going to lock down your fat stores and not get into your fat stores. So if you spike that insulin too much, and if you have both of those going on, there becomes a
Yeah,
cluster in the system to getting energy. I wanted to cuss, but I
yeah,
won't.
yeah. I know.
Um,
I saw that.
it's a fun word. I do enjoy it
Very fun
sometimes.
one.
Mostly when I'm lifting at the end of the lift, mother effer is
Oh,
really what comes out of my mouth at the end of the
just
getting to
mouth it.
that failure.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I
anyway,
get it.
I think it can vary on the person. So
Yeah,
some people may need to up their protein and lower their fat. Some people may need to up their fat and lower their protein. And those may
yeah.
switch depending on where you are in your journey,
Cycle
in your
too.
cycle. So you got to measure it
Yeah,
and you and I are totally not the same.
totally.
Down
And
to
Zoe,
our hair color and our shirt color today. We're like,
yeah,
we're so
we
opposite.
totally
You make
coordinated the
ketones,
opposite.
you sneeze and you make ketones, and me, I look sideways at something too much and I don't make
I've
ketones.
I've figured it out now. Fasting definitely helps for sure with
Yeah.
it. I mean, and for me, it's higher protein, lower fat. I think for you, it's the opposite. So
Yeah.
isn't that
And
weird how that works? But
and I feel good fasting. I think I'm a person that maybe I don't know if I just use my ketones well, but I can fast for a long time and my ketones barely get up. And I'm not eating a lot of carbs outside of this at all. So
and it's so funny how it differs for people because yeah, when my ketones are high, I don't like that feeling.
too
I'm on a
high.
keto high. I'm just too energy. I want to be calm.
But it
So
depends
fat,
on the level of the ketones. That's where you have to be
that's
specific.
true.
If it's
That's true.
if it's like super
I've
high,
never
yeah, you can, be out of your mind.
So you've seen my thing before. I don't, I'm pretty sure I've gone to the twos. I definitely know I've gone to the ones, like 1.7,
Yeah.
I got to the twos. I know
And
I've
that's
got
good.
there before.
Yeah.
Um, but I've noticed that, and my blood sugar is low. It's
hmm
good. It's not
hmm
like I have high ketones and high blood sugar because we
hmm
already talked about that.
Yep.
But I definitely don't like the feeling of it. And so I can see why maybe I would always gravitate towards eating, having a meal because it would calm me down. Now I wasn't eating the right thing, and I
You
think my
mean
brain
before you were
was
in ketosis? Calm you
before I
down.
was in
Calm you
well, no,
down
I'm just
prior
saying
to
when
prior to eating in a ketogenic state. Is that what you're talking about right now?
no, I'm talking about while I was in a ketogenic state, me not liking the feeling
Okay.
of that like keto high. And
Okay.
so it's just making me think that maybe in the past, and I'm still doing it using food as a
hmm
calmer down. And then,
hmm
and there is certain food like fat, you always tell me, go have some fat. It'll help calm you. It'll help this, and it really does. So being on a fast, I like adding butter to it.
So I had you do, but that wasn't to, that was more to spike your ketones. If your ketones are high, it would make sense that you would eat and have protein to help lower those ketones. So do a
Well, then
ketone
maybe I'm doing
suppressing
that wrong.
diet. I would tell you to have fat when your cortisol was high.
Cortisol is high. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe
So
that's what it
two
was.
different, yeah. It's good
So
to
that's my point
decipher
is
between the two.
I exactly like, is my cortisol high, I'm stressed, or am I keto high, feeling good? I couldn't, I think I'm still learning how to differentiate the difference between the two.
Hmm.
In my
You
opinion,
have
I
a
think I am.
chaotic life, let's be real. So,
Okay, so yes, I got a lot going on, and which a lot of people do. A lot of moms, a lot of
yeah.
families. There's a lot of, especially the last 5 years, everything, and we won't go
Hmm.
there. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
there's a lot of stress that's happened, and it's been hard to know how to follow your body. And since I've gotten my blood sugar and my ketones on par, it's a lot easier to recognize my
yeah,
patterns before.
yep.
And yeah, so the
And you
whole,
get so much more done. I always think of the
yes,
Twilight books, the vampires in those Twilight books. They never slept. Other vampire books,
true.
they would sleep during the day and whatnot, but these ones never
Yeah,
slept. And they kind of allude to it in the book. They knew all these languages, they knew all this stuff because they never slept. And I was like, oh, that
yeah,
sounds so
it's true.
great. Now I'm like,
I
yes,
see what you're going
I
with that.
sleep. So when you
Okay.
are in ketosis and you don't have to eat as frequently or, as much, there's less preparation because you don't need the fanciest foods. Um,
No.
I'm like, oh, I'm living the Twilight vampire life, getting all the things done.
Right?
So
Yeah.
you get so much, you run circles around people because you're not
Yes.
living in the kitchen. You've got
Hmm.
your body in a state that you can do all the things.
And despite whatever may be going on in my life, chaotic life, I'm happy. Like I'm
Yeah.
a happy person. So
Hmm.
I can see the difference in the levels of happiness in people. And it really just, it affects everything. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it affects everything. So yeah, I'd have to agree with that statement.
Yeah. Okay, the other thing that Stephen Finney was talking about, he had an acronym, and I wrote it NOODLE, but I think he's supposed to be N. I don't know. He said noodle, and he referenced
That's how you
nutrients.
heard it.
Yeah, nutrients with drug-like effects. Whammo bammo.
That's
These are both great phrases from him because everything
that's
comes down
great.
to the chemistry. What you eat, when you eat.
It's
Does
all
that
chemistry.
packaged food have nutrients? You know?
Yes. No, it's all chemistry. I was literally having the conversation last night about how people are blaming meat when they're mixing it with vegetables, right?
Hmm.
Like there's a whole thing that happens. Your body's like, I got to handle this first before I can handle this. And then this is just sitting in your stomach, not
And
getting anything
stopping the
done. And people,
acid,
and
decreasing
stopping
the
the
stomach acid
acid.
that you need to even break down that protein. Yes.
Yes. So that's very powerful. I like that statement too.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
was talking to one of my patients who's meat averse, and we'll talk about that on another video. I don't think anybody's
Okay.
really meat averse. I think they've programmed their brains to think meat's bad for you, and therefore they've been like, oh, for so many years.
Or
Um,
told that it's bad for them and they just go with it.
Yeah. So I'll have vegetables. They are not a panacea. They're not going to save you. They're not great. In fact, I view them more as anti-nutrients. I'm not getting nutrients. Those nutrients in there on paper are bound up and you don't necessarily absorb them. So when
Yeah.
I eat something like tonight, we're doing Fogo. We're doing the all you can eat one because it's a birthday celebration. So they had the tomato with the basil and the mozzarella on top. Capri.
Yeah. Caprese.
Anyway, I'll eat it
One of my
because I
favorites.
like the taste, but I know that it's going to disrupt my digestion a little bit, and it's not because I'm getting nutrients from it. So I
Yeah. Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that when I go and eat in this scenario, that I'm so far on the other end of vegetables being the best thing for you. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other topic in itself. And again, I was speaking like this last night. It's essentially what are you putting on those vegetables?
Hmm.
Would you be eating them raw?
Are
Would you just be,
Yeah, are you cooking
they're
them?
putting something on it. They're putting the flavor, they're putting the fat, they're putting the salt, all the things that your body is really craving, and then you think that you will want that food,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
You're doctoring it up so it tastes better.
you're doctoring up so it tastes better.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
so then why even eat it?
Yeah.
But that brings the whole, social, emotional, there's a emotional tie to it, makes you feel good. It helps you reminisce about something. It's just, I mean, even when you said it, I'm like, oh my
Addiction.
God, I went to the restaurant that I had it
Yeah.
at. I remember the day, who I was with. Like
Hmm.
that's what I get drawn to, that's what we sync it to. So it's not the food that you're eating, it's the memory and the emotion you're attaching to it.
Yeah.
And then clearly the flavor you're putting on it, right?
Yeah. Addiction. Hi, just a quick ask here. If you were enjoying any of this content, we would love a like, a subscribe, a comment. We just want to get this information out to the masses, and that's it. Back to the conversation.
Addiction.
A
So,
lot of the
and that's
foods,
also
like when we talk about
keto.
bread, it was made so that people just didn't starve. It gave them something. It just made them not starve to death. People don't realize fiber is there to, it's like a starving thing. It's to make you starve. It just stretches
Yeah.
your gut. There's no nutrients involved with it. And in fact, it binds to the nutrients that you eat with the other food that's found in meat. So
Mhm.
it's funny to me because I'm like, your fiber content is really just a filler. It's not a
Yeah.
nutrient helper. In fact, it's a nutrient detractor. And so I laugh when people are always like, "Oh, this is good fiber. It gets it." I'm like, "Nope."
Take some magnesium.
Takes what?
I said, take some magnesium and
Yeah,
seven different forms of it because they all do different things, right?
yeah.
Like,
Because you're not
yeah,
absorbing it from your plants.
yeah.
They're bound up. So,
And that's a whole other class on vitamins, right? All the vitamins we need and all the
mhm.
plants that are we're going to get it from. And not only
And
that, but the
minerals.
antioxidants and the minerals. So, how are you getting all of your vitamins and your nutrients and your minerals? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, where do you think they come from? Let's start there, and how does
Hmm.
your body receive them? What does your body
Always
do
go
with them?
back to Eskimos.
Yeah.
Where are they getting all that? They're still alive. They've survived. They've evolved. They're
Even someone said, well, what about apples? I'm like, okay, let's talk about apples. There's so many
yeah.
different varieties of them. They're super sweet.
They're
There's,
not the original. Yeah.
they're not the original. He's like, well, then why do we have them? I'm like, well, look, we have fruit and stuff seasonally. We were hunter gatherers. Went around and found the food and stayed where they were, and we
Hmm.
didn't eat certain berries because we knew it did that, and it's
Hmm.
poisonous. So
Hmm.
you ask yourself, well, what's the point of the apple? What are you trying to get out of this apple? And at the end of the day, it's sugar, it's fruit, and it's not even sugar, it's fructose. So
And
it's going to go to your liver,
maybe the apple's
and your
not
body.
for us. Maybe it's for a different animal that can
Okay.
digest it.
And that's what I said, because we talked about, he's like, what about potatoes? And I'm thinking, well, I don't know some grub eating animal that's supposed to be eating that thing. It's a root, something that roots underneath it.
Yeah.
Not us.
Pigs.
We weren't meant to do that, So I get the logic. It's like, oh, it's here for us, and then you get into all the religion about, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it comes down to chemistry, comes down to science when you break things
Hmm.
down. What it breaks down to, what our bodies utilize, because you've mentioned it to me all the time, the difference between the bioavailability in a plant versus, the animal. It's completely different. And our
Hmm.
bodies were built to do different things with them. So you can go around the clock with people on that. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, because
you,
that's all they've known.
yes.
And I was
Yeah.
telling this patient the other day, I go, if you set a piece of meat and a piece of broccoli, cooked or raw, in front of a baby, they 100% are going to go through the meat. They have the broccoli and they're like, they make a face because their system is saying, "Hey, this is bitter. Something's wrong here."
Unless
And
they
we
poured a bunch of butter and salt on it. And that
Yeah,
baby might
exactly.
want
Unless
it.
I grind it up and I hide it and I put it into their
Yep.
food. Why do you need to do that?
Yep.
What is the benefit? Why are you doing that? And people are like, I don't know, I'm to supposed to. Okay, well,
Yeah.
we need to get out of that mode. We need to get
We
educated.
we do. We need to get out of that mode, educate people, and then model it so people can see it.
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough examples because you talk about that all the time. You blew my mind with the whole mirror neurons thing. It's like you're
Mm.
gonna do what you see. Society does what they see. They're not, thinkers quite yet. But
I was
um
thinking, oh, you said something before. Darn it.
I think a lot of things.
I don't remember what it was. Bitter, butter, hiding foods in. I don't remember. Anyway, there's a
Hmm.
there's a few tribes in Africa. I have not visited them. I'm listening to other people's stories. This is not personal experience, but like the Maasai and some other one. Anyway, when it comes to the potatoes, I understand that they will eat it, chew it, and get all the moisture out of it and spit it out. They're not eating the potato.
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting. I wonder where that tribe is. Because I thought the what I was told is the peel is what protects the potato, so it's got all the crap in it, the skin, right?
Defenses,
So like,
yeah, that people think are
I think
nutrients,
that
but they're really the plant defenses that shut down digestion big time for us.
there's one tribe, I'm not gonna say Indian, indigenous tribe that they chew some plant because we were just at the Bowers Museum and they had a big
Mm-hmm.
old thing about it, and they were chewing this one plant that actually it was a stimulant for them, but it was ruining their teeth.
Yes.
And they couldn't stop.
Was
It
it
was
sugar
something.
cane? Because they would do that with
It
sugar
was.
cane
I don't
too.
think it. Well, the powder. It looked white, but I think it had something to do with lime or something. But they
Hmm.
had these little pouches that they would keep, and then they had the little pouches that they would literally just keep right there so that they could chew on it. But throughout the whole tribe, all their teeth were just completely decayed and ruined. Probably
Hmm.
because it all breaks down into. I mean, not maybe, but it breaks down to sugar, right? I mean, isn't that
Yeah.
what happens to a lot of people's teeth? They don't even realize it.
And the bacteria in your
So.
mouth are like, hallelujah for
So
the
the
sugar, the bad
the,
bacteria. Yeah.
the addiction overrode what was physically happening to their body. That's insane.
Hmm.
You think of that. I mean, that's exactly what is happening right now.
That's
We're
what the body
ignoring.
positivity movement is. The hijacked version of the body positivity movement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane. It just blows me away. Like again, we need to help so many people.
Yeah.
We really
People
do.
need to help themselves. People need to get the information, make the choices, and help themselves. I'm not a savior. I'm not a
Well,
healer. It drives
yes,
me nuts when people are, I'm a doctor, right? I'm not a healer. Nobody is a
I know.
healer.
No, I know.
I'm a translator. That's it.
I have people come into my massage office and I'm supposed to fix them, heal all of their, aches and pains like in an hour, and it drives me insane sometimes. So I understand what you're saying. I am not here to heal you. You are to heal yourself. I am to
Mhm.
help you connect with your body with what's going on and enlighten
Yep.
you and educate you on steps that you go take that, you know.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
get that now. I get that now. So we'll have
Anyway.
to just be
Anyway, Stephen Finney. Stephen
okay, so
Finney.
you did.
The two statements that I really liked from him was a keto suppressing diet,
Yep.
suggesting that we should be in a ketogenic state most of the time, if not all the time. And then
Mhm.
noodle, but it was nutrients with drug-like effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal that one.
Yeah, I did steal that one. It's good. But I did credit him. Not just, it's not me that made
Like,
that
what's an
up.
example of that?
I don't
You know,
know, an apple. Which
an
one? The
apple. There we go.
nutrient, which example of which one?
So
The
the
nutrients
nutrient
with drug-like effects?
with drug-like effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
You choose an apple by itself. I mean, it's going to spike your insulin, spike your dopamine because of the sugar. So you're going to have a drug-like effect. Like, I don't know.
and what is the nutrient that people think they're getting? The fiber, there's some type of vitamins in it or some type
Vitamin
of
C, I'm sure, is up there with them, which is you get
okay.
what you need in the meat. You only vitamin C is only found where there are carbs. And when you eat meat, a lot of it can does turn to carbs, gluconeogenesis, and there's vitamin C to help with that. So you don't need
Mm.
extra vitamin C. The vitamin C is in the fruit to help you digest the fruit.
Well, and then a lot of people think that's a healthier version than going and have their ice cream or going and have their Snicker bar. I'm not going to go do a donut. I'm going to have an apple. That's my,
I could argue differently because if those that
I,
ice cream, if those things have more fat, maybe you'd do better with more fat versus carbs. Carbs are not essential.
ooh.
They're not, your body
You're saying
makes
I
the
can go
glucose
get
it
a
needs.
Snicker bar instead of an apple. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Wow.
There's
It's
nuts or there
crazy to
may
think
be
that
things,
way.
I don't know. You got to test the person, but yes, there may
Well,
be more minerals, more vitamin C and whatnot in an apple. But what is your
minerals.
goal? What is your goal?
And
But
at the end of the day, that's
spiking your
part of
insulin
the problem.
is going to have a drug-like effect.
Yeah, that's a great example. Okay. And what about the keto suppressing diet? What's an example of
Well,
something
anything
that,
that gets you out of ketosis, right? The whole point of ketosis is to have your carbs low enough, whether that be from actual carbs or the protein that converts to carbs, and allowing your insulin to stay low so that you can use ketones for energy and you can suck them off your body.
yep.
So,
So are you are you suggesting that people are not aware of the nutrients that are in food and they don't know? I mean, I guess, how can I reframe this question? I guess the standard American diet that we're all been told to eat, right?
Hmm.
Like they push nutrients, they push all these vitamins, they push all these things. So it's just been convoluted. It's just been kind of cross-wired the opposite way. So we as society need to switch it essentially, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people are uneducated. They're eating for addiction. Everything's been put into a package and sauced up, and you add all this stuff for addiction. That's the only reason it's for. When I look at food, I say, how is this going to affect my insulin? That's the only thing I think about. I also will think what fats are involved in this because I don't want seed oils. I may have avocado oil, I may have olive oil, but nothing past that. Hold on, I don't know who's here. I had to pause because somebody came to my office door. People come door to doors, whatever business, and it's for IVIG. I've only had one patient get it. I don't use that as much, but
Yeah.
he had a goodie bag for me, and I don't like to have a lot of crap. I'm pretty minimal.
Sure.
So there's a
Of
big
course.
bag, all this nice stuff. I'm like, just keep your bag. You paid money for that. Keep it. Just give me the information. And
Yeah.
I inside there's a um Lay's potato chip bag as part of the gift. I'm like, I mostly just eat meat. So save it, give somebody else
I
diabetes.
wonder who chooses a chip. Like I mean, I know there's candies that's a lot of Lindor chocolate's a fancier kind of, money goes
Salt.
into it, but
I would choose chips.
okay.
I like the salt.
Okay.
Yeah. I do. I will eat I don't know, they're like parm crisps. They're like cooked little things of cheese.
Oh, for sure. That's
Yeah. Or
Parmesan
and
cheese is
pork
basic.
rinds. I will have those, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That I totally get. I'm just thinking like as a company, Lay's chips. I don't know. It just seems off to me. That seems like a snack that they would put in my kid's lunch or something at a day camp or something,
well, yeah, they're just, you
And
know,
they're
they're
pushing
feeding addiction. You
stomachs.
remember, they brought me something I really liked that hit
Ah, that hits your dopamine, serotonin.
yeah.
Oh, feel good. This is a good
Yeah.
encounter. I got a little meal. He was nice.
Where is
There you
it?
go.
They'll like have M&Ms out for people, mostly workplaces, because it keeps them, in this
Yep.
rat race.
That bowl of colored
Trust
little
me,
balls.
I could easily I have dreams sometimes where I
I've done
accidentally
it.
ate. I'm like, why did I do that? I'll have a dream like,
That was a
oh,
nightmare for you.
it is. It's
Yeah.
silly, but
Did I do it? Let me check
yeah,
my blood sugar. That's how
yeah,
I would be.
yeah.
That's funny. Okay, how fun. How perfect timing for that, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't eat much junk food myself. Then why are you giving it out? Go get some beef sticks from Costco or something.
Those are expensive. We're cheap these days.
It's true.
That's where I was going to. You can buy a big old box of those chips for like $14, maybe 11
But
at
you're,
Costco or
but
something.
it in the cost benefit ratio of the nutrients or the it's depleting nutrients, it's way more expensive. Yeah.
And then what is he trying to help you get? Give IVs or something like that
Well,
for people who
IVIG, it's an immunoglobulin. If somebody there can be complex
so
immune
health,
cases.
so a health thing to
Yeah.
make to
Yeah.
help people like health
Yes.
wise.
Yes. I see where you're saying.
That's what I'm
Mhm.
getting at.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, like you realize what you're doing, you
Yeah. Would you
know?
would you give somebody those bag of chips while on IVIG? Hopefully not.
Well, yeah, he's just a salesman. So, and then there's that part of our business, and it's
Hmm.
infiltrated our health world as well, which is
Yes.
why so many people are on so many different
It's everywhere.
whatever. It's
Uh-huh.
everywhere.
All right. Well, we'll talk about some new stuff next week.
Okay, I'm
To
looking
the
forward
people
to it.
watching, if you are curious about what we do, I have a class called Keto Rehab. It's an 8-week course, walking people through. There's lessons every week you got to stick to in order to get into this ketosis and learn about all sorts of stuff, your digestion, how you work. Because again, Vivian and I are very different, and
Yep.
testing your numbers and knowing what you're doing and how you respond to things.
Yeah, understanding it all just to make it easier for you to get to the goals that you are on the path to.
Yep.
So I'm always
ketorehab.com.
check it
All
out.
right. We'll see you later.
Okay, bye.